Welcome to my cake kitchen. I'm Gladys, and if you see me for the first time, over here I make simple, informative tutorials to help you navigate baking and decorating. It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag today because we are making some red velvet cupcakes, and then we're going to possibly make a red velvet layered cake. It's a red velvet series today, and then in between the wait time and the catching up and the fun, I will be making some is it chocolate fresh cream chocolate topping for a chocolate cake, and then we'll see what else we can do. So if you're just joining us, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. There's Tabitha in the house. Tabitha, great to have you back. How are you, my lovely, and how is Christmas coming along? I'm not going to waste time. I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to preheat the oven at 150 degrees C. And for the ingredients for my red velvet, I have gone ahead and prepped them easily for convenience, just so that it can help with planning and transitioning the task from one to another very quickly. So I'm going to talk you through my ingredients right here. I think there's something here, and then the food coloring, glad. Yep, the food coloring over here. So over here I have 325 grams of margarine with 450 grams of granulated sugar. You can replace that with caster sugar if you would like, and that should be fine. I have 300 grams of eggs here that are weighed, and then next to it is about 250 mils of buttermilk. The buttermilk has some flour splattered into it. That was by accident when I was measuring everything else. And then the flour, we have 450 grams. Only 150 grams of that is self-raising. The rest is plain flour. And into that is about 30 to 40 grams of cocoa powder. And the cocoa powder has the cocoa powder has been mixed into the flour, whisked together, and I've also added a pinch of salt. I mean, a pinch here by quantity, you're looking at 5 to 7 grams of salt. In this case, I went for just 7 grams of salt because red velvet, you want a note of the chocolate without it being overpowering, but you also want a smooth, tangy mouthfeel to your red velvet. I'm adding some vanilla. The real quantity is 2 full tablespoonfuls of vanilla, but hey, if you want to be a little bit OTT, then you can measure your vanilla with a lot of love, which is what we do over here. So I'm gonna just get my mixer together, and then we'll get to it. For the quantity we have here, you can use a hand mixer, I dare to say, but for convenience I am just going to employ my Kenwood K-Mix. That should help me do this task rather quickly. Ensure that your ingredients are at room temperature at the time. And yeah, if you're just joining us, thank you for being here. Have you ever woke up in the morning and felt like you really don't fancy doing anything? Like all you want to do is just roll over, doom scroll, and do nothing. Everything has been hard. I think I'm coming down with a cold or something. I'm not so sure. I don't feel great, but nonetheless, it's still great to push myself to be able to come here and for us to talk all things cake. Christmas is next week. What are we doing? Put your Christmas plans in the chat. Let's see. Let's go and cream this. I have lined 24 cupcakes right behind me, just so you know. The quantity here will make 24 cupcakes, 24 to 28 cupcakes, or it will make 2 5-inch cakes that bake deep, will stand at 9 inches tall if you choose to layer it that way, or stands at 6 inches high, 6 to 6.5 inches for a 6-inch cake, and 4 inches for a 7-inch. So those are the quantities if you decide to scale. Whilst you are here, here's a polite reminder that it has never been more important for you to be supportive of us. So do consider liking the video, consider subscribing, join the community here, and yeah. Delaney is here. Delaney, darling, how are you? It's good to see you again. Because this is a little bit noisy, if you don't hear from me, it's because I'm just biding my time to get this done, and then I will talk to you. Lollipop is building what? A chocolate house. There I say that whilst we're on it, you don't want to overbeat or cream your butter and sugar too much at all. So if you wonder what I'm looking for, if you've been here, you know I have a thing that I use for the eggs, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to mix the eggs together. And then we're going to add the eggs a little bit at a time so that it helps. Try and scrape the sides in. Okay, there you go. I'm going to add the flour. It's going to be only a little bit at a time, and then the mixer is on slow as well. And then we're going to add our buttermilk. And into that, just letting that mix all in whilst I prep the scoop. Everything is mixed here together for me. If you wonder what I'm looking for, I'm looking for my silicone spatula that will, a steady one. I have different ones for different functions, and the one I was using earlier is not the most steady, so I was just there you go. Now let's get rid of that. This goes here. Yep. And we're just making sure the butter is all mixed nicely. Yay! Okay, there we go. Okay, all butter done. Let me wash my hands. Wipe the top, that goes in. Wipe my hands, and let's get our Christmas cupcake cases back. I have some red and green ones here, and so we're going to get our scoop that has been in warm water. Gonna skip these. Careful. Let's make sure we get okay. Ooh. Okay. The hot water does help. Look how easy it flows. Let's see. I think that's the double one, but okay. We could have made maybe 26 cupcakes, neither here nor there. I don't want to overfill this, so let's just leave this. Right, those are 24 cupcakes here. I'm gonna put some water in the oven. The water tip never goes out of style. There we go. And then this will go on the top base. And then this will go on the bottom in direct heat. And we are baking at 150°C. Now let's wipe the worktop. Lollipop or Tabitha or any of you, could you put the quantities and the yield in the chat, please, just so that anyone who wants that information will come back to it if they want. The ingredients, as I named, were 325 grams of margarine, 450 grams of granulated sugar, 2 full tablespoonfuls of vanilla, 450 grams of self-raising flour with about 40 grams of cocoa powder, 7 grams of salt, 250 mils of buttermilk with a full tablespoonful of cider vinegar and red food coloring. Eggs, we have 200 and 300 grams of eggs in there for the quantity of eggs. The yield is about 24 to 26 cupcakes total. That's full number. Muffin size cupcakes for that matter, measuring about 75 to 79 grams per cupcake case. All right. And the time is 12:36. We're baking these for about 20 to 22 minutes. So that should take us to about 12. Oh, okay, it's 36. So that will be 20 minutes will be 12:56. So about 5 to 12, 5 to 1, or exactly at 1 o'clock we should check them. And then at least we know they will be done completely. I'm just washing these. Okay, whilst we're at it, I'm gonna sort out some ingredients. Oh, is it Annie? Annie says, chat, I'm behind. What are we doing? I'm baking some red velvet cupcakes as part of some gifting cupcakes for my son's school. amongst other things. So that's what we're doing. So just before you joined it, we've just finished baking. We've just making a batch of batter that has made 24 cupcakes. The cupcakes are baking. I'm going to move on to prepping some ingredients for the red velvet layer cake. It is the same recipe that translates from cake to cupcakes. The only difference is that in the layer cake we use exclusively self-raising flour, whereas in the cupcake recipe we use a mix of both. In fact, a third of the quantity of flour is self-raising, and then 2/3 of the quantity is plain flour. For that, we do not include any more rising agent when we're making the cupcakes, whereas in the cake version we use self-raising flour, and we exclude the use of any rising agent in there. So that is what we are going to be doing. So I was saying, Lollipop or Tapeta or anyone in there, if you don't mind me asking, kindly put the ingredients all in the chat for me. So I'm going to be measuring the same amount of ingredients, except this time I am going to be making a layer cake. Right, so we have 325 grams of butter here. Oh, that's 408. I don't need 408 grams. I need 325. That's more than I need. Okay, that's 312. Oh God. See? Yep, got it. And then we need some sugar. We need 450 grams of sugar. Annie is asking, can you ask my thoughts on weighing on? Always go for weighing. You get the most accurate in grams, because the amount when you're is it measure? What do you mean by measuring? Is it cups? Clarify that for me and let me just answer that for you. But I will always go for weighing, because weighing will give you the truest amount or quantity in terms of volume, because not all things weigh the same in volume. So 1 cup of sugar, as in granulated sugar, is not going to weigh the same as 1 cup of, say, oil, right? So I just like to weigh things, okay? But if you are for the cup, I have nothing against you. I'm just expressing my preference here. Right, 450. And then we come to vanilla. Right, now let's go for buttermilk. We need 250. Yep. Oh no, I got 150. 250 grams. Oh, that is the hardest 250 grams of anything I have ever tried to get. And did I? Yeah, okay. And now we're going to go for 450 grams of self-raising flour. Okay, glad that's no good. Have you ever heard, be patient with what you're doing? Look at me. We need 450 grams. Yeah, got it. And then next to that is about 40 grams. Ha 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 ha. You got a scale and somebody asked you if you were dieting. God. Can they just chill out a little bit, please? Yeah, I know the American cup system is most favored. We have some salt here. Let me see how much salt exactly we have. We have about 4 grams. I don't know, but you can go up to 7 grams. It's neither here nor there. Right, so whisk all of this together. And then set aside. Now let's fix the eggs. Where are my eggs? Okay. Yeah. I'm using the same sauce anyway. Were you offended, honey, when they asked you if you were dieting? Were you offended? Did you feel like hell? What was that question all about? We need 300 grams of this. 1, 2, 3. Right. In all honesty, 5 eggs here has weighed 285. I need about 300 grams. I don't want to have to crack an egg and separate it, because then the rest of the egg will go to waste, and I don't want that. So 2 things. Because this is an adaptable recipe, you could either go for the full egg, which means you will go over the 300 grams. If I did that, the egg quantity will raise to about 340 grams. But you can make up for the 40 gram by adding extra flour to this. It will make no difference. But at 285 gram, 15 grams short of the actual quantity, I'm going to leave it as that. But the true quantity is 300 grams. So just so you know, that's why I bang on a lot about like adaptable recipes. You can do what you want, okay? Not all recipes work that way, and you would know, because last time I was here, which was 2 days ago, I tried transferring a chocolate cake that was in my recipe to a cupcake. It was a layer cake recipe that yields well, but when I tried to kind of adapt it to a cupcake recipe, it was a hell of a mess, which means not all recipes are made the same to be swapped from cake to cupcakes. But I mean, I tried, so this works. Let's get on with it. Annie, you are funny, my sister. She's like, I slapped my belly and like, not anytime soon. You didn't need to slap that belly. Oh my goodness. Right, let's. All you had to do was give that woman, whoever asked you that question, give him a side eye and be like, really? And then they will know not to bother you with such questions. But I think you are kinder than I am, okay? Right, now let's wipe up and get to work. Whatever I am coming down with is kind of doing my head in. It's made me a little bit dull. It has made me a little bit dull, but hey, I'm not complaining. Let's just get to work on this one, shall we? We are bringing the mixer back for efficiency. right, let's get all of this in there. Now that is a lot of vanilla that I didn't intend to use, but hey. The weather is not great today at all. The difference between how much time you cream the butter and sugar for a layer cake differs slightly from what you do with a cupcake. So you will notice that for the cupcake I beat it a little less time. Dawn is back, dawn is back. It's a red velvet cake day. Yay! It's not raining here, Lollipop, as much. It's drizzling. It's like light showers, and it's still like grumpy and annoying. Okay, now let's go and clear the bottom of the bowl just to make sure everything is mixing homogeneously. Okay, whatever that word means. Okay, now let's beat the eggs together. We beat the eggs to mix, and then we add it a little at a time. Look at me. Who is behind on Christmas plans? Because I am. So don't leave me out here in these streets by myself. Who is behind on Christmas plans? Oh, Tabitha, hugs to you. We are together again. Oh, I kind of feel like I'm coming down with something. I keep telling you. Look at me in my kitchen. I can't dance. Have I told you before that I cannot dance to save my life? So now, let's add this a bit at a time. Buttermilk in there. Where is the food coloring? If I don't find the food coloring, it's going to be a problem. I can't find my food coloring. Why am I dancing? Okay, we better find this food color. Yeah, it's here. It's here. You know when you put things away and suddenly you can't find them? Ignore me. That made my heart jump for a minute. I was like, where is my food coloring? Okay. Our cupcakes have been baking for 22 minutes. Let's have a look. Ooh, okay. Wait. We're gonna check the cupcakes in a minute. Okay. They are good in there. Okay. Right. I don't know what, oh God. I'm gonna just wash my hands and use my hands to do this because this is annoying me. Okay, let's get rid of this real quick. Okay, all done. let's wash our hands, wipe our hands, and get. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oh no, not good. We have some leftover batter from our prior one, which we're going to add in here, and it will do the job. Okay, now let's wipe the worktop. Wipe my hands. And then get our two 8-inch pans here. Whew. Okay, that's okay. Okay, those are the 2-inch cupcake, 8-inch cupcakes. Now let's go. Did I say? Oh, okay. Here are our cupcakes. Look at how good they look. Right, we'll have a look at those in a minute. Let me just fix this little. Okay, right, that's gone in. What's the time? It's 4 minutes past 1 p.m. This is baking for about an hour to an hour 15 minutes. It's about the 50-55 minute mark because it's not deep. It's a little over 2 inches, which will rise up a little bit. So they will be fairly about 2-inch layers and then put together and filled. I'm aiming for a 2-layered 8-inch cake that is going to be decorated as a Christmas themed cake for church. But that aside, can we turn our attention to these cupcakes? And oh, look at how amazing they have come out. And by the way, when cupcakes come out of the oven, you could as well just do well to get them out as soon as possible so that they don't keep cooking. Look at how nice they've all come out. Thank you, Lollipop. Lollipop says they look amazing. Thank you. That is what I was aiming for. Cupcakes that bakes well, come out evenly chopped, not burnt. And yeah, these are the cupcakes. They're amazing. Not overflown. The lips. Oh, I love these. I like it when cupcakes behave. Okay, so we have 24 to 26 cupcakes. Of course, the extra 2 I've added to the batter for the 8-inch cake. So there we have it. It's a red velvet day and we've made the cupcakes. The cake is baking. So we await to see the result of the cake itself. Now let's move this to the side. And the next thing we are going to do is we're going to make some chocolate cream topping for a chocolate cake, because that is part of prepping our goodies for the school teachers who put up with our kids all year through. And my kids, I am waiting for the cupcake to kind of like settle a bit, and then we'll break into it. We'll pick. You know what? It's always a disservice if we don't look at the cupcake when it comes out. So let's have a look. Look at what it looks like on the inside. Okay. Today I don't feel like eating cake. Okay, because I've told you I've come out with something. Look at that cupcake. And it tastes great too. I mean, don't take my word for it. Go make your own. Okay? Go try it. It is smooth. It is velvety. It is rich. There's a chocolate note to it. Let's have a look at the crumb. This with some cream cheese frosting, people. For them people who are on the internet, who will judge a cake by what it looks like, and then they come and say, ah, the cake is dry. Your face is dry. Let me take my aggressive spirit and move to the left. Okay? Today I'm not feeling it. So let me just take my aggressive spirit and just go. But the cupcake is done. It's amazing. Go try it. We're done today. Let's move on to making the cream. Oh. I need me some water. Need me some warm water. Today cold water is not going down. So Lollipop, you're going to go continue shopping and the family gift, right? Have a good one. Make your memories for the season. Give hugs to your mom and your sister. Give her a good tip for carrying all the birthday presents, for carrying all the gifts. And we'll catch you real soon. Merry Christmas and take care. Bye. Come on. Get up. Go rid yourself of the PJs and make an effort. I know the feeling though. If I wasn't here. That's just by the way. Let's go make this cream filling, okay? Okay. Okay. I'm splattering water all over my face, people. Just ignore me. if I don't feel like, if I don't seem like I'm all high spirited and happy, I am happy, I'm okay, but I'm coming down with something that is slowing me a little bit down. Okay, so bear with me. Either way, I hope you are still enjoying each other's company in the chats whilst I am still trying to figure my life out here. Right, we are making a chocolate cream frosting. So, oh, where is everything? A mascarpone chocolate cream frosting, which is going to be topping our chocolate cake. So to start with, I have myself double cream. What I am doing here, you could easily use a whisk. I just love the convenience of a hand mixer. Okay, so I'll be employing a hand mixer to kind of get this done easily. We have that goes in here, and then I'll need Steph is back. Steph, honey, how are you? Okay, I'll need 150 grams of this. If the quantity of double cream is about 300 mils, and then I need 150 mils of the extra thick one to add some body here, and then we need a whole tab of mascarpone. The whole tab is about 250, and I need all of that. Okay, glad, get over it. Okay. Yep, there you go. And that's a whole tub of mascarpone. Right, so you'll see what we're going to do in a minute. Right, this is literally me in my kitchen on a day when I am not planned or prepared, but we are still going to make it work. So there's 300 mils of cream here. That is 25 grams. There's 50 grams of cocoa powder in here. I'm going to add about 100 to 120 grams of icing sugar. We want this to be sweet, but not overly sweet. There's 100 grams here. 100 grams of icing sugar. And then I'm going to employ the mixer. Now you see it's all mixed up quickly. What I need, if you see me with my face like that, it's like I should have known better to know that the chocolate will go everywhere, but I wasn't listening to myself, was I? That's just the double cream. Look at what we have now. Time to have a taste. Amazing. If you're a beginner and you're almost scared of trying a full chocolate buttercream, this is a simple frosting you can employ, okay? And then we are adding some mascarpone to bring some tang and then break things up a little bit. So I'm going to use that. You want to add a bit of salt in here. And then with the salt gone in, we have vanilla to add. Yeah, there you go. And then again, mix, mix, mix. With the double cream, as in the extra thick and the mascarpone added, there is more stability to your chocolate frosting here. It's not overly sweet, and the cold cream brings a nice mouthfeel to it. It's really good. Because if you've been here, you will know that I don't like really overpoweringly sweet. I just employed the hand mixer to kind of get everything together, and this is what you have, the frosting. You can add some more cream to kind of break it up. I just want it a little thick like this, and you will see why in a minute. Right, so that is simple chocolate, fresh cream chocolate frosting. I'm surprised by how easy and good it is. If you really love a rich, chocolatey, sweet tasting frosting, this won't be it. So perhaps you want to add a bit more sugar, because I only added 100 grams of sugar. You can raise the sugar and you can double the amount of cream just to give it a little bit of lightness and make it a little more runny. I need it to be stiff, and you will see why in a minute, because over here I have milk chocolate ganache made, and the cream that I used for the ganache is brandy cream. So this is very sweet, very rich and chocolatey. So I just want that the buttercream to be, as in the frosting, to be milder with a less sweetness, so that you have a mix of a rich chocolate cake that takes the form of a brownie texture, because the chocolate cake is gluten-free, but it's a regular chocolate cake recipe that translates very well into a gluten-free version. But because of gluten-free, it's not your regular gluten flour, it bakes really rich and dense like a brownie. So because it's very rich, I wanted a cream that will kind of separate the overwhelming mouthfeel of the ganache that will go on top, and that. So that's my reason. I tell you all the time, baking is all about intention and understanding what your purpose and objective is. So I've just explained to you my objectives, but if I was aiming for something completely different that is unrelated to what I've just explained to you, I'll probably make a different set of choices as well. So just so you know. Now, for the chocolate cake, it's here. I baked it last night, and there you have it. You have this is the chocolate cake. So what I'm going to do is I need to and again, a small palette knife comes in handy here. See why I said I wanted it firm? Because I just wanted it to go on top of this nicely. So this is chocolate on chocolate on chocolate. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, so we have the chocolate frosting that is gone on top. We're gonna try and get the ganache out. Here's the ganache. I'm gonna put that in the microwave to melt it up. Okay, right, so we have the ganache here. It's milk chocolate made with brandy cream. So yeah, this is not kid friendly at all. Let me just, I need to make sure that this is not warm. Okay. Okay. And so okay. Okay. All right. So there you have it. Now we're going to leave this to sit in the fridge overnight so that it sets completely. The chocolate was set on top. The chocolate frosting was set with the ganache. It was set firm, and then we'll take it out and then we'll cut them into squares and decorate each one. And then for all the teachers who have been looking after our little bastards, don't tell them. They deserve something, and a nice chocolate cake won't go amiss. So there you go. I might be back in the morning to show you what it looks like. I don't want to make a promise. My morning is very busy. But either way, you'll see this at some point. So let's go and put this in. Let me leave it in the fridge for now. Actually, no. Let me just go put it in the big fridge. I'll be back. Okay. Okay, there's a question here. Does putting the ganache on top of the cream stop the cream from turning? Dawn, can you break that question down for me? What do you mean by turning? Does that mean the ganache stops the cream from kind of breaking up? Just clarify that for me so that I can answer it properly. But essentially, there was intention behind the consistency of the frosting I derived, which is that the frosting was very firm and it's hard to pipe, and it was really difficult to kind of spread, and that's by intention. The intention was that I wanted to set firm. So if I could have left the cake and the frosting just like that, and that would be fine. Cut them into squares and probably drizzle the ganache on top as a topping. But what I might do, because I'm a bit OTT, I'm going to mix just a touch bit of the, this is essentially brandy infused milk chocolate ganache. Brandy infused, because the cream used here is the brandy sauce, as in the brandy cream. So instead of using regular cream for the ganache, I just use the brandy one. So what I might do is I'll add a touch of this to my egg yolk based French buttercream, which is very rich and creamy. So when I cut them into squares, what I'll do then is I'll just pipe a dollop, just a small dollop of the French buttercream on top, and then drizzle it with chocolate sauce, and then finish it with small chocolate pieces. That's the decoration I'm going for. On top of my head, to just bring some color, I want to add a bit of mint and strawberries to them, so that there's color and vibrant, because they're like little chocolate desserts, as in square chocolate desserts. But sometimes I have the idea in my head and then I get lazy and I give up. So at this moment in time, I don't have the mint leaves yet, and I don't have the strawberries, and it will require having to walk to my local shop, and I don't know if I fancy the trip. Okay, but it's neither here nor there. Okay. Oh, going sour? No, not at all. It doesn't, because I added, I don't know if I mentioned, there's a touch of vinegar in the base of the cream. So as soon as the cream goes back in the fridge, as long as you don't store it more than the recommended time, it doesn't necessarily go sour, because This is only going to stay overnight, and then that's it. But of course, if you keep it longer, it is likely to go off, if that's what you mean. So to kind of extend the shelf life, at least so it doesn't go off, make sure that it is close to you raise the temperature of the fridge so that it chills the cream. But besides that, add a touch of salt or vinegar to it. It kind of helps to stabilize it a little bit. It doesn't completely stop it from going off, but it buys you a bit of time before it goes off. So no, it doesn't stop it from turning at all. And if I kept it longer than recommended, it will go off. So yeah. But then again, I should also clarify that this is pasteurized cream. Don't dust them. That is the biggest contributory factor. The cream here is double cream, not fresh double cream. There are two different things. Fresh double cream will go off because it's fresh. It's the cow milk that has not been pasteurized at all. Whereas double cream has been processed with gentle heating to kind of rid of the bacteria. So it sustains a little longer. So no. Essentially, the simple answer is I didn't put the ganache to stop the cream from going off. But the type of cream I am using will buy me a bit of time. This is extra thick, or I used the extra thick and double. So regular double cream with extra thick double cream. Both are pasteurized. And if you look at the labeling, it should tell you it is pasteurized because it's a bit like when you buy pasteurized eggs. Yeah. So if you're buying your cream, have a look at the labeling. When you see fresh, unless you intend to use it as a matter of urgency, leave it alone. Fresh will guarantee a better mouthfeel. It is fresher. The consistency and mouthfeel is better than double. Okay. But it's a subtle difference and not what the hassle, especially if you really don't have the time and the resource to kind of like work with fresh cream. Go for double cream. But my cream here is double cream, not fresh. So it has a longer shelf life compared to fresh. So that's the clarification we need over here. That said, let me just tidy up. And in the meantime, we're still waiting. I can't believe in this short time, we've baked cupcakes. Whew. We've baked cupcakes. We've made a layer cake. We've made frosting, and we filled our cake. I love it. Tapeta. Labeling is slightly different at yours. So I believe in the US, the equivalence will be whipping cream or heavy cream, something like that. Essentially, besides the labeling, is the cream quantity you're looking at. So anything over 35% of fat should do. So I think the equivalent in the US will be heavy cream. I may be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it could be heavy cream, or is it whipping cream? It's neither here nor there. Dawn says she doesn't like any type of cream. So, Dawn, you have saved yourself the argument, the age-old argument of cream or jam on scone. You're like, that ain't my problem. Okay. Look at the mess I've made on my apron. Now I know there are some random weirdos on the internet who do not understand the use of an apron. I've literally, look at me. Why am I so clumsy today? I've literally had people in the comment section of some of the older videos, especially in shorts form, going, your apron is dirty, go and wash it. How are you showing up with a dirty apron? And in my head, I'm like, are you kidding me? Do you realize the apron is a protective clothing and its actual use is to absorb the mess that actually occurs as a normal occurrence in the kitchen when you're busy doing stuff? So how are you assuming that I showed up on camera with a dirty apron? Like, the internet is a weird place. But that is just by the way. So I make the point to say, if you're just joining and you see my dirty apron, I didn't come here looking dirty, okay? Can you see this? Okay. There's a reason I wear white shirt too. That's all. I know, like, the internet is so weird. It's almost like I feel like it's offensive to say the internet is so weird because I found you guys on the internet and you are normal people. Yeah, when I say the internet is so weird, I kind of feel like I have to almost clarify my point of view. Because you all are regular people and I found it right. So there are good people out here like you. But sometimes you find a lizard just shows up with its like with its head missing and no brain cells. It's like, you know what? Maybe rub the two brain cells you have together and it might light up and give you, because Dawn, how do I know? Let's just say, can I actually say I have a good sense of discernment? Not exactly with everything, but on this one I may just be right. Come on. Or I may just, because sometimes, except, you know what, the truth is, I actually have some personal like boundaries about the internet. Like, I am not going to argue with you on the internet. I don't know you. I've never met you. I don't know who you look like. So if you come at me aggressively, like, I am open to discourse. Like, I kind of think it's necessary to have open discourse and dialogue about things, and I accept the differing views we may hold about things as long as we express them in a very respectable way. But my rule on the internet is, even if somebody puts something in my comment section that is so foul, I make a point to, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt me. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, it goes over my head, I don't care. I mean, I'm human, right? But you almost have to put your own safeguards before you interact with the internet. As in, I'm not talking about you people. I'm talking about like the wider internet. You have to make a point of having your own personal safeguards long before you open yourself to being on the internet with people. So for instance, one of my simplest safeguards are, and I think I've refined it the more I've grown, because maybe in the past, and I say this to say, if you probably go back, maybe once upon a time, I've probably kind of checked somebody. But that's not a habit. I make a habit to not do that. So my personal safeguard is, I am not going to expend the same emotion I feel in my everyday life with regular interactions on the internet. right? So I'm not going to be out here if you came making accusations that do not hold form, or even if they do not reflect anything, you know, especially without context, without clarity. You just I don't care how bad it looks. I am not going to expend my energy going back and forth with you. I'll just, where it requires clarity, I will try to communicate with reason, but I'll only do that once. And if your response keep coming back as though you are off on one with me, I'm not arguing with the ghost on the internet. Okay, so for most times, people who show up, and this happens a lot in the shorts version, because the shorts have a wider reach, and you would have somebody who probably is experiencing me for the very first time in a 30-second video, which is in short form, and then on the comment they will say something so wild, and you're like, where did that come from? Like, how did you get here? But then it sometimes just feels like it's going to be too, the fact that the person didn't kind of stop to think, oh, I'm just experiencing this for the first time and I don't know this person, and there may be context that maybe this, I'm like, I'm not doing that with you. So yeah, somebody came in what some of my previous shows, somebody was so mad, they were like, oh, respect your people and go and wash your clothes before you come on the internet. I'm like, what? Are you crazy? But that's the internet for you. Victoria says on my first, okay, so Victoria agrees with the aprons in the kitchen. My first pottery class, I made my brand new jeans apron intentionally messy to fit. Oh, Victoria, I like you. You are our person. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope the jeans were not an expensive brand. Because sis, if you didn't know and you went to the class without an apron, that's fine. You didn't have to do all of that. Okay? Tabitha says, I need to get an apron. Go, Tabitha, go buy yourself. You know what? Here is the evidence that you need an apron. Because can you imagine all of this on my shirt? Can you? Look at that. It's a mess. It's a mess. But it also shows we are working here. Normally when I finish, I put it with the kitchen stuff in the oven, in the wash. So that is just by the way. We've done quite a bit today, haven't we? Tabitha, have you managed to get out of your PJs? Yes, Tabitha, it's been a while. How is mom? I'm not sure we've asked after her in a little while. How is she? Is she sleeping whilst you are sitting here chatting with us? Yeah, the logo disappeared with it, didn't it? See? Thank you, Tabitha. Maybe next time someone comes at me, I should tell that person to come talk to you. People say the foulest thing on the internet, it's so annoying. Is it just me, or I do not like to leave leftover batter? I'm like, why should this go to waste? It hurts. I am surprised about how nice the frosting came out. It's chocolatey, it's not sweet, but the coolness of it just literally makes it disappear on your mouth. Nice. I've had to order a few things for dessert too whilst we're at it. Guys, who remembers the cake, the chocolate cake of cats from the Hexagon? I tied them all together and I froze them. And what I am going to use, oh gosh. What I'm now going to use them for is dessert cups. For a church party. I am just annoyed that it is church, so I can't add some brandy and whiskey in it. Don't tell them. But they are going to have the same filling. We're going to have a caramel, a base of chocolate cake, a caramel filling made, and then a chocolate cream topping with a drizzle of chocolate sauce. So yeah, so the your coffee pot died. Is that a way of saying you need another Christmas present, Tabitha? We don't believe you. Dawn says to say you are not in the mood for cake. You are. You know what, honey? I am plodding along just fine. Don't tell her. Now I think what we really need would have been a nice cup of tea to just finish it off. So yeah, there's lots of cake here and I'm loving it. More cake. Yep. And this is the vanilla white chocolate. So this is going to be some of the dessert cups. So cupcakes, 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 more cupcakes. So we have some vanilla cupcakes, we have gluten-free chocolate cake, and then the chocolate cupcakes I made that I was complaining about. Let's have a look. Remember, I did say I was going to come back and tell you what it looks like. It still didn't translate well into a chocolate cupcake. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it was last 2 days ago. We had we made some cupcakes here, which was vanilla and chocolate. But the chocolate one was a recipe that makes a layer cake. It's not my recipe, and I attempted to kind of like make it into a cupcake, and it didn't come out great. When I tested it then, it was very doughy and very heavy, and I thought, okay, maybe it will settle when it cools. So this is what, 48 hours later, because I baked it just about the same time 2 days ago, and yet still it's doughy, and that's not how I want my chocolate cupcake at all. I don't want it to be chewy. I mean, if you go to a party and you're handed a chocolate cupcake with a nice frosting, you probably won't care. But the truth is, it's very chewy and it's doughy and it's heavy. It won't be my kind of cupcake. So actually, I will not be giving those away. The gift will be limited to just the vanilla and red velvet and some of the gluten-free chocolate cake squares, so that there's options to go around. The goal though will be to kind of like work on this and see. But then again, it's not my recipe, so I don't really care to kind of translate it, because my chocolate cake recipe kind of turns into other forms. You can turn this into a chocolate layer cake. It turns back into a cupcake. I don't know why I'm bothering myself, to be honest. Okay, mix the kids' cherry jelly cups. Wow, that sounds like a great idea. They'll be thanking me. They'll be singing from the heavens. So yeah. Dawn, that's a great idea. Just put custard on them. It might just, I could simply break them up and then put custard on them with chocolate cream, and then it's a dessert and nobody will be none the wiser. But the thing is, I'm just particular about my crumb of a cake. So actually, let me not roll this yet. I'd like to take some photos when we're done. We're still waiting for our layer cake to be done. Oh, okay. We're nearly there, because they went in at 5 past. Let's have a look. Okay. This has baked right. I will get it out in a minute. The layer cake is coming out. Let's give it another 10 minutes and then it'll come out and you'll see. Oh, wow. When I get really surprised about the outcome of a cake, it is genuine, because no matter how long I've done it for, conditions are not always the same, you know. Sometimes I'm over here talking to you and then I forget to do something. Some days the weather is not on your side, and weather does play an important role in baking. Tabitha, you need some baking motivation, honey. Don't we all? Let me just tell you, Tabitha. Some days you just need a break from the thing that you love so much. And that's okay. I think our world will have you believe you have to go, 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 go. These days, let me tell you, it's been hard to it's been hard to keep going. And I don't say that in a dreary way. I say that to say, even if I'm here like engaging with you and doing what I do, it is not innately something that I feel like I wake up and like, oh, I'm excited to go see these people. It's not also that I hate it, but your brain will always work against you where you have to express much effort and expend energy, because its main function and purpose is to protect you and save its energy for survival where necessary. So your brain is not optimized to actually get you going all the time. Your brain will tell you, look, let's scroll over here. Let's check on TikTok and see. It is easy. It's no problem. You know, you ain't got nowhere to be. Let's just sit here and chill out. But the quotation that kind of wakes me up every day is a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the arms, and poverty will pounce on you. I mean, the choice of words there, when you think about it, imagine. So some days, even when I don't feel like today, I tell you what, can we talk, sis? Like my wrist, I was complaining about my wrist. My wrist is hurt. Yesterday, okay, people, you didn't see me here yesterday. Yesterday, I was at the hospital. I was prodded with needles. I mean, you can't see it on camera, but there's a needle mark right here, which hurts like hell, okay? Over here. I woke up with a swollen arm. Like, I woke up and all I could think of was, Tapeta, I envy you. You have your mama. I woke up and I was like, where is my mom at? I want my mom to look after me. Today, I just don't feel like I want to do this thing. But you know what? I woke up and I had to take the poorly boy to school. I wasn't feeling great. So I couldn't, my appetite is gone. So my breakfast has been this mess right here. There are some cheap crusty biscuits. That's all I've been munching on. My throat, you know when you're coming down with a cold and your throat feels sore and you have, this is TMI, close your eyes. When you have phlegm on your chest and you feel like you want to cough but your chest is tight. That's what I feel. But you know what? Every time I was thinking about my tasks, it was harder for me to even consider what I wanted to do. Like I'm thinking about, oh, the pants I have to line. Oh, the emails I have to send. They wash it up in the kitchen. But you know what I did? I didn't feel like it. Up until the camera was still set on, I still didn't feel like it. But I told myself, I'm going to just take it one day. I'm just going to take it a task at a time and try my best. And you know what? It just feels like just waking up, putting one foot before the other, putting one foot. And before you see you are there, it doesn't matter how fast you go. The goal, though, is to get there. But sometimes as human beings, right? When you are a bit slow on the back here, like you feel like, oh, shouldn't I be more motivated? Should I? It doesn't matter. Motivation will never make you do the thing. Motivation is the little source that kind of gingers you. But we are women. We are made of hormones. We are not men. Your hormones will gather you sometime in the month. For a whole week, you can't even get up if you wanted to. Okay? So motivation is not the thing that will make you do the thing you want to do. It takes will. And I'm not talking optimum will. It just takes intention to say, you know what? I don't feel like baking, but I really want to do it. And supposing nothing is in your way. Get up. You won't feel like it, but you will be excited when you get the task done. Whilst I say that, I also say know when your body genuinely needs rest. Because sometimes what we put down to lack of motivation is just your body drawing its own resources to remind you it needs to recuperate. And as people, we need to find a balance between understanding when the body really, really needs rest and be intentional about your rest time. And when you can actually say to yourself, I mean, this is too much rest now, let's go. Because you know what? You can never have too much rest, but then again, a little sleep, a little slumber. So the seasons doesn't help too. Woo! When it is this dark, I want to sleep. Okay? But anyway, enough said. Sending you hugs. Maybe find a trick to make it work. Get your mom in the kitchen with you. Engage in your happiest moment. Maybe talking to her whilst you get on with it. And before you see the task is done. But if you sometimes, especially if you struggle with wanting to do it or the starting phases, sometimes it's just the friction of starting. And if you overfocus on it, you will never do it. So set yourself up for success. If you know, oh, I'm going to struggle with this, get to your happy place. And if your happy place is mom sitting in the corner there and you having a chat with her whilst mindlessly doing the thing, before you see you've got it done. That's a tip for you. Just saying. Yeah, you know what? I feel the same too all the time. Dawn, are you waiting for Monday morning when you shoot out of bed like, shoot, where are my stuff at? Anyway, let's get this cake out. It's been baking for, it was in for at 5 past. It's 2 past. So it's been in for 57 minutes. So the hour mark is nearly up. The hour mark. First of all, let's look at what it looks like on the inside. Can you see? Okay, there you go. Now let's look at that cake. Oh. Oh. There you go. Yep, look at that cake. Oh, it is so tender. There you go. That's our red velvet cake. I have 2 layers. They baked at 2 inches each. And so I'm going to put it together and you have a 5-inch, I'll fill it up, and then we have a 5-inch 2-layered cake that will be decorated Christmas themed, and with the desserts, church has something to eat. People, look what we have here. Same recipe, 2 different results. The cupcake turned out great. The cakes turned out great too. It's Christmas. What is Christmas without red velvet? So come on now, people. Go try it. And if you're just joining us, here is a polite reminder to say, we would love you to join the community here. We would love you to stop by a lot more than you are doing now. Like us, subscribe, share this video with any beginner who would, I mean, do you realize this is a treasure trove of practical baking resources that you can actually come and say, that is if you cut away the fat pack that I'm yapping, okay? If you cut away the part where I'm yapping, you have a whole baking class where you see the start and the finish product. Happy baking, people. I've got the washing up to do, and I've got to move on to other things. Dawn says, I've never tried it. What does it taste like? If you've never tried, have you never tried a red velvet, Dawn? If you've never tried a red velvet, there's no way to explain it to you. It's not a chocolate cake, because there's nothing like, it's not a chocolate cake. But a good red velvet cake, it should have, it's not also, it shouldn't be dense as in heavy, but not too light like your sponge cakes. It should, a good red velvet cake is somewhere in the middle. It should have the cotton soft feel to it, but there should be an element of moist and slight heaviness to the crumb. That is not like a, it's not like your mud cake, but it's not your light sponge cake. It is weird, like as in a good one, a good red velvet cake should really be good, because then the mouthfeel is very soft and rich with a chocolate note, right? And it's not sharp, but there's a tanginess that comes across it because of the vinegar and the use of buttermilk. I don't know how to explain it to you, but if you're that curious, try it, bake it and see how you like it. I mean, as a baker, I say red velvet is overrated. People who don't bake kind of like, red velvet, it's so good. There are cakes that are better. But I say that from a place of privilege, because I make yeah, I mean, the amount of cakes I make, you won't believe me when I say I don't eat a lot of cake. But it's true, I don't. And there's a particular cake I like, and it's not one cake. It's all in the texture and the mouthfeel and how the cake feels overall. I don't like overly sweet cakes, but I also, the cake has to be sweet, but not overly sweet and overpowering. So it's hard to kind of describe it. But that said, you could try and make yourself a red velvet cake. I think Tapita has summed it up. It's like a good vanilla cake with a note of chocolate and a tang to it. I think that's the simplest way to put it into words, okay? But my people, I could stand here and try my hardest to describe a red velvet cake. But if you wonder what we came here to, actually, one last thing. Let me go and bring the chocolate cake back and let's have a look for the last time before we go off. Let me go bring it. That's more chocolate on my clothes than I need, but that's just by the way. The perils of a small kitchen. Oh my bloody goodness. There you go. There you go. So when the time comes, ooh, okay. When the time comes, okay. Ooh. All right. we're gonna, when the time comes, we're gonna lift this up. Okay. Oh yeah. Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Okay. Anyway, my people, let me go and fix this. Is going to have me digging into cake that I shouldn't have any business digging into. So people, let's call it a day now, and I will see you on the next one.